again. I just wanted to share a little bit about our experiences in the last few days. We're in the middle of taking a World Relations ThetaHealing workshop. And part of this workshop is that you check the beliefs that you're carrying either on a genetic level or fundamental level or whatever level, related to whatever prejudices or resentments or grudges or whatever history or stories a person might be holding on to in relation to different races, different nations or countries, religions, the way that people look, basically everything. It's all about the prejudices and the ideas that we have against somebody else who might seem different from us. And the interesting thing about this is it's called World Relations, with the idea that we're reflecting on how we feel about all of these other people from all of these different continents and countries and religions and backgrounds, even finding religions that I've never even heard of. Or what Felipe experienced was he realized that he had a prejudice against people from a country that he didn't even know existed. And the thing though is that at the end of the day, it's really not about world relations, it's always about relating to the self. Because everybody and every seeming to be group and country and race is really just a part of ourselves. And so this workshop is for the purpose of seeing all of the prejudices that we've held or that our ancestors have held. You know, if our ancestors had a particular religion or came from a particular country, who were they feeling resentment towards at that time? Were they at war with somebody else? Were they experiencing that and holding on to this? And the point of it is actually to let it all go, in order to actually more fully embrace the totality of who we are. All of the love, all of the beauty, all of the fullness of our being. So it's a very interesting experience to see that for me, for example, I have so many different populations that I seem to be part of. I took a genetic test called 23andMe, and in it I found not only health information but all of my ancestral information. Found out that I have a lot of things that I knew about: French and German, Filipino, Spanish, Chinese, Dutch, all of these different countries that my ancestors seem to have come from. I also found the surprise that there's a little bit of Ashkenazi Jew in my blood. And so even finding these things that I wasn't conscious of, I wasn't aware of, still a part of me. And even African, I have some sub-Saharan African and East African DNA, and it's beautiful actually to bring it all back and realize that we seem to be these separate individuals with such unique DNA coming from all these different backgrounds, but again, at the end, we're all coming from the same source. And it's actually a trick of the mind or a trick of the ego to think that we are this identity, that we are just this identity, and we are different from that identity, that country, that race, what have you. And it's beautiful though to recognize all these subconscious beliefs that we're still holding on to, of desiring some form of separation. And sometimes we carry beliefs from our ancestors of resenting a particular race or country or something from whatever story happened. And realizing though that even if that's what seemed to have been given to us, that we can actually forgive it all, and we can let go of the stories and realize that we are here right now in the present, able to embrace the totality of who we are. You know, for me, for example, with a history of Spain conquering the Philippines, I have Spanish blood, I have Filipino blood, and me being the product of that, you know, my ancestors maybe had a grudge towards the Spanish, or the Spanish had whatever feelings about the native Filipinos. But the beautiful opportunity is that through my present being, I can recognize that I'm beyond any of these stories of war or conquering or whatever seemed to have happened, and just to be here in the present. Because that's really all there really is. So if you, in your experience, feel any sort of prejudice towards anybody, and I mean anybody, if they have a different political view, if they have a different opinion, if they feel differently about a TV show, no matter how seemingly small or large it may seem, about an entire religion or something, just remember that you always have the opportunity right now, in the present, to choose peace and to recognize that you're not separate from whoever it is that you may be perceiving to be outside of you, that seems to be different, is not. Is still a part of you. And so it's your choice. Would you like to love and embrace your brother or your sister as they are? Or would you like to hold judgment and prejudice towards them? Because at the end of the day, you're just holding that towards yourself. And right now, in this moment, I choose to see through my brothers and sisters the wholeness of my being. The complete love, the peace, the truth that's beyond anything of this form. That's beyond bodies, that's beyond skin color, that's beyond beliefs, belief systems,